Hi guys, my name is Kyara Olivares, and today I'm going to be teaching you about lists of lists. So first let me explain what lists of lists actually are, and then we can get to the coding aspect of it. So the way that I think of lists of lists are, let's say you're going to the grocery store, and you compile a list of everything that you want to buy in the store. But you get to the actual aisle, so let's say you want to buy some milk, some eggs, strawberries, mangoes, raspberries, toothpaste, toothbrush, and mouthwash. So there are dairy products in there are fruits in there, fruits and vegetables in there are bathroom products. So you go into the store and you just have this huge list of all the things that you want to get. But it's not actually sectioned off. So you go to the aisle and you don't know exactly what you need from that aisle, so you have to look through the list and think what's in this aisle that I can get right now. So a better way to do that is let's say you have your post-it note with your list on it, and then you section the post-it note into three parts. So you have the dairy products, you have the fruits and vegetables, and you have the bathroom supplies. So then you can go into the store, go to the specific aisle, and then you know exactly what you need from that aisle. So that's kind of how I think of lists of lists. It's one main list, which is the grocery store post-it, and then you have the three parts. You have the dairy products, fruits and vegetables, and you have the bathroom products. And then inside of that, you have the individual items inside of that second list. So now let's kind of see how this relates to coding and how we can actually access these items from a coding list. I went ahead and did is I opened my idle. If you do not have idle, you can go to this website. You can go to repl.it, and then you can actually code in there. If you choose Python as the language, then you can just create Python codes. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to create a header. So I'm going to put my first name, last initials, and then this is list of lists practice. And then we can put the date if we want to. It's June 14th, I think. And then 2020. So it says, complete the lines of code according to the comments. You guys do not have to write these comments out. I just put them there as kind of a guide for us. So if you mishear what I say, or you can just read it on the screen and then you know what we have to do. So the first thing is to create a list of students in each class. So what we can do is we can say students. We're going to make this list called students. And then we can put names of our students in here. So we can say Sarah, Emily, Jamie. We can put about 3 per each one. And then if you want to create another list, so this is the outer list, right? These outer brackets are the outer list, and then this one is actually inside. So let's say we want to create another list. We just add a comma and then put 2 more normal brackets. So you can say Karen, Philip, and don't forget to have these quotes around your names so that they're actually text. We can put my name, Kyara, we can put Valeria's name, and the next one. So we want to let's just create 4 classes. Make sure we have our brackets. So you're going to want to create 2 more. I can extend this a little just so you can see. So this is first list, second list, and third list, and then let's create 1 more. I keep forgetting to put my brackets. Don't forget to put your brackets. Angelica. I'm kind of just putting my friends' names here. Kelsey. Let's put 1 more. Tyler. Okay, there we go. So this is our entire lists of list. It's kind of a tongue twister. So now let's practice actually getting elements out of this. So print the last element in the first list. So that would be Jamie right here. So what we can do first is let's actually print what we want to expect. So we can say expected outcome is Jamie. So now the way that you actually access these lists is by their numbers. So this first list is list 0. This list is list 1, 2, and then 3, right? Because we don't start at 1, we actually start at 0. So we can say print students. So we're calling that list, and then we want to have 0 and 2. So this is list 0, this is person 0, person 1, and then person 2 inside of that list, right? So if we have this, then we should expect an outcome of Jamie when we actually run it. So we're going to want to go run module, or you can just press run if you're on Replit. Okay, so we can just save this as list of lists, save it, and then, so expected outcome is Jamie, and then see what it printed out was Jamie. So that's how we choose one person from the list. We put the list number and then the person number inside of our print statement. Now the second thing we want to do is print all of the students in the second list. So the print, so we can say the expected outcome. So print expected outcome is, so we want print all of the students in the second list. So this is the second list, but if you think of it as in numbers in coding, then it would be the first number 1, right? So I'm going to say expected outcome is Karen, Philip, and Kyara. Okay, so the way that we do this is, see how in this last example we had 2 numbers. For this one we only need 1 because we're only trying to print one of these lists, right? We don't actually have to print an individual student. So we can say students, and then we can just say 1. So this should be the expected outcome that we listed above. So if we go run module, save, see? So it printed Jamie, and then it also printed our entire second list. So now we want to print all of the students in the students list. So this means that we're going to want to print all of them, right? So we're going to actually have to put in a little more work for this, and we're going to have to make a little kind of like for loop. So expected print that our expected outcome is all the students. I don't really want to name them all. It's not very important that we put all of them. So we can say for x in range len is basically, it means length. So this loop is going to run for the length of the list. So since we have 4 times 3, so that's 12. So this loop is going to run 12 times, but an easier way to do that is just to put len students if we didn't want to actually have to count up all of how many students we had. Right, so we don't want to forget our colon, and then we can put another for loop for y in range length of students x then we're going to print students x and y, and then we can end this like that. So the way that this loop is working is, the first thing that we have to do with this for loop is we actually have to get into this list, right? So we're going to want to go into the first list, and then we're going to want to print out Sarah, then Emily, then Jamie. Then we have to go outside of the list and then go into this one, go into this list and go Karen, Philip, Kyara, go into the next one, Valeria, Emma, Defna, right? So that's why we need 2 for loops instead of just 1. So we can try this and see if we have an error. So we can go run, okay, and see. So when we did that, it goes expected outcome is Jamie, expected outcome is Karen, Kyara, Philip, and then for expected outcome is all students, it gave us all the students here. Okay, and if we wanted to, like, you see how this is very kind of not spaced out? What we can do is after each example, we can just put print like that, so we can have a little bit of space. There we go. I can put one here, so when we actually see it, we'll be able to see this more clearly.
Now we are going to want to remove an entire list of students from the students list. So first, let's put what our expected outcome in. So we can say expected outcome is a changed list with a list deleted. Right, so that's going to be our expected outcome. And then we're going to want to make another double for loop. But first we have to delete an actual list. So we can, if we want to delete the first list, then we can delete students, 0, because that's our first list. And then we have to make a for loop in order to check to make sure that it actually deleted. So we're going to want to do the same thing we did up here, but down here. So we're going to say for x in range len of students, and then we're going to say for y in range len students x, and then we're going to actually print the students. So print students, we're going to have x, and then y, and then we can end that. There we go. So now what this is going to do is we're deleting the first array in this array, first list in this list, and then we're actually going to do the same thing we did up here. We're going to print our list. So you go run module, save it, and there we go. Everything is there except for the first list, which is Sarah, Emily, and Jamie. They're both gone, so that works. So this is the entire list of list practice. We're going to have more example codes coming soon. This was kind of just introductory, how to use it, how to write it, how to access.